Hello and welcome to The Explainer. We're going to dive into some amazing old stories today. You know, we usually think of heroes as people who win every single battle. But what if the biggest, toughest battles aren't fought with weapons at all, but inside our own hearts? Let's find out.
So, let's start with a big question to keep in your mind as we go through these stories. What really makes a hero great? Is it just about having super strength and never losing? Or is there another kind of strength that's even more important?
All right, first up, an angry friends fight. This is a story about when trying to help goes a little bit wrong. Our first hero is a warrior named Dantavakra. He was incredibly strong, but his strength came from something really powerful and kind of dangerous: pure anger.
So, picture this. Dantavakra's best friends have just been defeated in a huge battle, and when he finds out, he is filled with this white-hot fury. For him, being a good friend meant he had to get revenge all by himself. So what does he do? He grabs his giant club and goes stomping off all alone to find the hero Krishna. The story says he was so mad that the whole world actually shook with every step he took. And when he found Krishna, he roared out his challenge for everyone to hear.
And the fight that happened next was, well, it was really interesting. Dantavakra is all action and noise, right? He's roaring like a lion and swinging his giant club. But Krishna, he doesn't move. He just stands there, totally calm, like the beach when a big wave crashes against it. It's a totally different kind of power. In the end, Krishna strikes back with his own club, Kamadaki, and the fight is over just like that. But then, something really weird and amazing happens. As Dantavakra falls down, a tiny little light floats out of his body and goes right into Krishna. Whoa, what a strange way for a battle to end.
Okay, so that was one kind of story. Now let's look at another one, a lesson for a hero. This one shows us that even the best, most amazing people can still make mistakes. Let's meet the great hero, Lord Balarama.
So there's a huge war coming, but Balarama decides he doesn't want to be in it. He wants to be neutral. So instead of fighting, he goes on a long, peaceful trip. He travels to holy places to pay his respects and goes to visit some very wise people or sages in a place called the Naimisha Forest.
When he gets to the Naimisa forest, he sees all these wise sages gathered together for a big ceremony. And as soon as they see him, this great hero, they all stand up to say hello and show him respect.
Well, almost all of them stood up. There was one person, a man named Ramaharshana, who stayed sitting down. Now he was sitting in the special teacher's chair, a seat of honor that all the other sages had asked him to sit in. But Balarama, he didn't see that. He just saw someone not standing for him, and he felt really disrespected. And that was it. That one little thing made a hot flash of anger just shoot through Balarama. In his mind, this man had been rude to him in front of everybody, and it made him furious. Balarama was so powerful, he didn't even need a weapon. He just picked up a single blade of special kusha grass, which is something you use for peace, not fighting, and in his anger, he used it to kill Ramaharshana. The other sages couldn't believe it. They were so sad and shocked. They cried, "Alas, alas!"
And this next part shows a different kind of bravery. These wise men, they weren't warriors, but they looked right at this powerful, angry hero who had just done something awful, and they told him the truth. They calmly said, "You have done a wrong thing, master." This brings us to the most important part of the story: how to be truly strong. It's not about making a mistake. It's about what you do after you make a mistake. This is where we learn what real strength is.
So what do you think happened next? Did Balarama get even more angry? Did he start yelling and trying to defend himself, saying, "But he was rude to me first"? Or did he show a different kind of strength?
And you know what? He did. He chose to be a different kind of hero. He let all his anger go away, and he just listened. He heard how sad the wise men were, and he knew they were right. He agreed with them, and he said, "I was wrong. Tell me what I need to do to fix this so I can show everyone the right way to act." This is what showed his true heroism. First,
he listened. Then he promised he would fix his mistake. He even used his amazing power to help the son of the man he had wronged. And finally, he just agreed. He humbly said yes to whatever the sages asked him to do to make things right.
So the sages had two requests. First, they said, "Hey, there's this awful demon named Bulvala who keeps bothering us. Every time we try to do something important, he shows up and pours down all this horrible, yucky stuff like pus and blood. It's disgusting. Please, use your strength and get rid of him for us." But the second request wasn't about fighting a monster on the outside. It was about fighting the pride on the inside. They asked him to travel for 12 months, a whole year, to think about what he did and to show everyone he was really truly sorry. It was a long journey just to show that his heart had changed, and Balarama agreed to do it. And that brings us all the way back to our big question. We saw a hero who could win a physical fight, and we saw a hero who made a big mistake but was strong enough to learn from it. So what do you think? Who showed the greatest strength? The one who can win any fight, or the one who is strong enough to admit their wrong and change their own heart? Thanks for exploring with me today.